on African development at TICAD 9, which kicked off in Yokohama this Wednesday.
In the spirit of widening and deepening bilateral relations between Zimbabwe and Japan, President Emmerson Mnangagwa met with the Prime Minister of Japan, Shigeru Ishiba, to widen the cooperation scope. President Emmerson Mnangagwa indicated that they had a fruitful discussion which ranged on various sectors of the economy.
As you are fully aware, we're happy to have met again after some time. The relations between Zimbabwe and Japan continue to strengthen, and this incident also confirms the warmth of relations between Zimbabwe and Japan. And I have no doubt that when we meet later on, we shall go into more extensive and comprehensive discussions of our relations.
The head of state also indicated that there is good support from Japan in terms of the UN Security Council seat.
I have no doubt, considering the warm relations that exist between the two countries, I don't see any constraint that would constrain them from supporting our bid.
After the bilateral meeting, President Emmerson Mnangagwa attended the official opening of the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, which was officially opened by the Japanese Prime Minister, who emphasized the importance of engagement between Japan and African countries. He also indicated the solutions to climate change, infrastructure development, and financing of different developmental programs.
Japan believes in Africa's future, and Japan will promote investment into Africa. Japan, together with all the countries of the world, we should laugh together and cry together, and also to sweat and toil together.
For more than 3 decades, TICAD has embodied the spirit of multilateralism, grounded in mutual respect, shared responsibility, and a deep belief in Africa's potential. With the world's youngest population, abundant natural resources, and a vibrant entrepreneurial spirit, Africa is poised for progress.
Present at the official opening was African Union Commission Chairperson João Lourenço, who also indicated the importance of the conference to Africa in terms of infrastructure development. Bruce Chawanda, CBC News, Yokohama.
Now back home, the government is working on further upgrading the Victoria Chitepo Provincial Hospital in Mutare to facilitate the training of medical specialists and increase its bed capacity.
With the developments at Victoria Chitepo Provincial Hospital reflecting the heartbeat of the provincial healthcare delivery system, the provincial referral health facility has become a symbol of transformation. The hospital has undergone remarkable transformation since the COVID-19 era, with oxygen tanks and a solar power plant being installed to improve supply of oxygen and electricity, while the introduction of specialist services has become a game changer in improving service delivery.
Ndakaitwa operation na Dr. Makiwa yakafamba zvakanaka. Ndakunzwa zviri nani kubva padhere kutanga.
It is good because zvakuitirwa muno padhuze. Hatichanyanyi kufamba kuenda kure.
Chinhu chikuru chandasara nacho kuzaridzwa zvakanyanya. Ndotenda hurumende nekuti payakatipa zvamaoxygen. Ndakaona ndine kubatsirikana kwakanyanyisa.
Health authorities at the provincial hospital spoke on the strides made to improve service delivery.
Tatine challenge yekuti refer my patients from Victoria Chitepo, that is Manicaland, to Harare.
We now also are doing procedures that we were not doing before. We are now doing neurosurgical procedures, orthopedic procedures. Amongst that, we also have dialysis and even radiological services that we are now offering.
The Minister of Health and Child Care, Dr. Douglas Mombeshora, who visited the provincial hospital, noted the positive developments but revealed the plans to further upgrade the hospital to offer highest standards and increase bed capacity, as well as capacitating the health facility to train medical doctors and other specialist nursing staff.
We are also prioritizing Victoria Chitepo Hospital
for upgrading. We would want to see it upgraded to a level where we can have maybe 500 beds or so. We know there's a private university here, but it wants to partner with them to train medical students. So if they are going to be training medical students, we also want to make sure that the laboratory services, the diagnostic services are up to standard.
A story of hope, Victoria-Chitepo Provincial Hospital stands as a beacon of healthcare progress in Manicaland Province. Kenya's Chivushe, ZBC News, Mutare.
Still on health issues, the second phase of the sugar tax is said to be channeled towards equipping the country's health facilities with diagnostic machinery and upgrading of hospital equipment to modern standards. This was revealed by the Minister of Health and Childcare, Dr. Douglas Mombeshora, during an assessment tour of the country's health institutions in Bulawayo.
This is one of the country's central hospitals, United Bulawayo Hospitals. It is being targeted to benefit from the second phase of the sugar tax.
With the institution's CT scans and X-ray equipment constantly down, patients seeking medical attention at the central hospital struggle to receive holistic health care.
That is
njengathi vele sihleziyo singasebenzi kungela lutho uthi imali vele uzabe uzayithatha ngaphi kuyabe kunzima umuntu wakho yabe gula ekhakelela ukuthi esile kodwa kungela plan.
Having managed to collect about 30 million United States dollars during the first phase of the sugar tax, introduced to discourage people from consuming excessive sugary beverages, government is hoping to collect the same amount. The money is said to be channeled towards the upgrading of the country's central hospitals, as well as improving the diagnostic capabilities of local health centers.
We are also looking at the structures where we want to see areas which need renovations or upgrading. Some areas need upgrading where you really need new facilities to be able to meet the demand. I'm also interested in seeing what is in our central hospitals, because our central hospitals also are teaching hospitals, and we want to make sure that the products that come out of our training institutions have been exposed to better equipment and they know how to use it.
United Bulawayo Hospital's Director Clinical Services, Dr. Tras Moshawarima, believes government's move to capacitate central hospitals with high-tech equipment will ease the patient's burden.
Doing CT scans at our hospital and MRI scan at our hospital, it's going to really relieve the burden on our patients.
By procuring modern machinery for the country's central hospitals, government is seeking to improve efficiency in healthcare delivery. Lisa Correa, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Zimbabwe's top envoy to India, Ambassador Stella Nkomo, has underscored the urgency of transforming Harare and New Delhi ties into concrete trade and investment partnerships based on the shared strategic vision for growth.
As Zimbabwe continues to pursue Vision 2030, focus is shifting towards strengthening economic cooperation with India, one of the world's fastest growing economies. According to the International Trade Center, Zimbabwe's exports to India were above 46 million United States dollars in 2024, up from just 65,000 United States dollars in 2017. Imports from India in 2024, however, stood at a staggering 189.6 million US dollars, highlighting a considerable trade gap. Speaking ahead of the Chalo Zimbabwe 2025 business engagement scheduled for the 22nd of this month in Surat, India, Zimbabwe's top envoy to the Asian nation, Ambassador Stella Nkomo, disclosed Harare is prioritizing economic diplomacy to translate strong political friendship into meaningful trade and investment partnerships.
They are not just one of the biggest economies in South Asia, but they are one of the emerging big economies globally. Therefore, as a country, I think it is very critical for us to have that relationship with a country that is on the move. You will be interested to note that Zimbabwe and India, we share a lot of commonalities. Our ambitious vision as a country is to attain a middle income status by 2030. Theirs is to be a developed society by 2047. So we have a lot of hard work. We have a lot of strategies that are very much in sync because we are pushing forward to reach those targets.
Zimbabwe exports tobacco, gold, and other minerals to India, while imports are dominated by pharmaceuticals, machinery, and electrical equipment.
With trade still heavily skewed in favor of India, Zimbabwe is stepping up efforts to strengthen its export base to attract new investments in education, energy, mining, and pharmaceuticals. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Surat.
Zimbabwe is reaping the benefits of its improved global image as it is becoming a destination of choice for global and international events.
The capital city of Harare is expected to host more than 40,000 delegates of Jehovah's Witnesses when they gather here at the giant National Sports Stadium when they will be hosting the international convention. This includes about 2,000 foreign delegates who will be attending this event in a move that is expected to boost the economic activity in the country.
We are honored to host this gathering. We will undoubtedly contribute to the spiritual and moral fabric of our community. The city of Harare values the contributions of all its residents and visitors, and we look forward to working together to ensure the success of these conventions. We are confident that this event will promote peace, unity, and understanding among all participants.
One of the organizers of the event, Mr. Jonathan Wynne, said Zimbabwe won the bid to host this event across the world, which presents an opportunity to spread peace and love in the country.
But when you come together and you see others trying to do what's right in the world, morally correct, and balance that out with the spiritual program, seeing the unity and that support from each other, someone else going through a similar situation.
Reports suggest that occupancy of many hotels in and around Harare has increased by huge margins in a move that will provide a lifeline to the hospitality industry.
The influx of 4,000 attendees is going to lead to a higher hotel occupancy, and that will benefit all the local accommodations. It's also going to boost our economy in the sense that visitors are going to spend on food, on transport, on entertainment.
Transport operators expect to reap huge benefits during the convention.
They've hired about 37 coaches starting from 12 August up to mid-September.
Of late, Zimbabwe has become a destination of choice for many international and global events, especially in the resort city of Victoria Falls, due to government's interventions to boost the tourism and hospitality industry. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
The Office of the President and Cabinet has noted substantial progress in implementing last year's ruling ZANU-PF party conference resolutions as the country journeys towards attaining an upper middle income society by 2030.
An engagement to track progress in the implementation of ZANU-PF conference resolutions by government ministers and departments saw Permanent Secretary for Presidential Affairs and Devolution in the Office of the President and Cabinet, Engineer Tafadzwa Muguti, detail significant progress that has been achieved since October last year when the ruling party conference was held.
As it is, we are happy that there's an acceleration by the Minister of Transport on roads, which was roads construction, which was a major issue at last year's conference. We are also happy that the Minister of Health and Child Welfare, as a major resolution from last year, is undertaking strategic renovations of provincial hospitals across the country. We are also very happy that the energy situation within the country has greatly improved as compared to our other countries within the region. We are very happy that the Minister of Energy and Power Development, Honorable Mr. July Moyo, and his team are answering well to the resolutions of the party. It is very important to note as well that from the Minister of Finance, our tax base is growing. It was a major requirement last year, and I'm happy that our tax base is growing because this speaks into the 5% of devolution funds which then is shared among the 92 local authorities. Of significance has been the aspect that we have, for the first time, seen a dramatic increase in the implementation of war veterans' implementation of resolutions since we have got the Ministry of War Veterans there. We're also seeing a lot of effort from the Ministry of Home Affairs in line with the party resolutions to decrease the aspect of drugs. As you know, that there's a committee, national committee chaired by the Honorable Minister of Defense, Comrade O.C.Z. Mchinguru-Kashiri, and we are seeing that in the resolutions that has also gone well. But the mandate of the Office of the President Cabinet, being the highest office within the government ministries, is that we need to ensure that by the time we go to the conference from the 13th to the 18th of October, that government has implemented all resolutions which were singled out from last year.
Meanwhile, Engineer Muguti addressed emerging reports of individuals fraudulently using the name of the ruling party and its leadership to solicit for donations and land allocations.
We have seen an increase in people who are abusing the name of the ruling party ZANU-PF, people who are abusing the name of the principals, in particular the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, people who are abusing the name of the two honorable vice presidents, Honorable Vice President General Retired CDGN Chiwenga and Honorable Vice President Retired Colonel KCD Mohadi. And we are seeing that especially in party provinces, there are people writing letters asking for land, asking for donations, using the party's name. I would like to caution those people that we are on to them. As the Office of the President and Cabinet, we will not stand aside and watch people enrich themselves with the name of our principals and the name of the party at large. We are undergoing extensive investigations as the Office of the President and Cabinet, and we are aware who these people are. I would like to make it very clear and categorically clear that the presidential title of this program is not going to be a certificate of authenticity for criminals. Should people want to benefit, they should follow the proper structures.
The progress review demonstrates the Second Republic's commitment to accountability and transparent implementation of action plans to leapfrog national development. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
You're watching the main news. Remember to visit our website for these and more stories in detail. Our website is www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also link up with us on various social media platforms. We are ZBC News Online.
Stories still to come in this bulletin. In business, Zimbabwe on course to revive the car manufacturing industry. And in sport, the football fraternity hails the greatness of former Warriors striker Tendai Ndoro. We'll give you these and other stories when you return. For now, we take a break.
The Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development wishes to inform the motoring public and all road users that traffic will be diverted to detour routes for the purposes of the construction of Mabvuku Interchange construction project. Detour will be open to traffic on Tuesday 9 September 2025 to facilitate smooth and safe rehabilitation works. This temporary diversion has been necessitated by the commencement of the construction of the Mabvuku Interchange, ensuring the safety of both motorists and construction personnel while allowing progress on the upgrades. Clear signage will be in place to guide motorists through the alternative routes. The ministry regrets any inconvenience caused and appreciates the public's patience and cooperation during this period. #Kilometer by Kilometer.
Munotambira nhoye pamusoro inokumbira onzeve timbotaura announcement eude kumbanai pande tose makomoyo tourism expo everybody let's go 10 kusvika 12 September. Save the date to remember. It's happening for the first time in Mandikaland. Sanganai, Sanganai, Kumbanai. Come along, Uyani. Tourism Expo.
From the 10th to the 12th of September at Mutare Sports Club. Come and exhibit your business. Register now. Email ncb@zta zim8677005940 and visit www.zimbabwetourism.net/Sanganai. Experience Zimbabwe.
For spearheading community initiatives that have contributed to the growth of the district. We get more on our Heroes feature tonight.
As the country celebrates its decorated heroes and heroines, the people of Chiredzi district say they cherish the works done by freedom fighters, among them the late national hero, Comrade Justin Chauke, during the liberation struggle. Comrade Chauke was one of the highly regarded Zandla commanders and veterans of the liberation struggle and was among the first 4 Zandla guerrillas that were sent to join Frelimo in the Tete province of Mozambique at the height of the 1970s War of Independence. He did his primary education up to Standard 4 at Chikombedzi Primary School. Unfortunately, like other Africans, he was denied the opportunity to further his education. Comrade Justin Chauke died on the 16th of October in 1994 at his home in Ringa resettlement area near Beatrice after a long illness and was buried at the National Shrine.
Munhu wakajoina Zandla ZANU vari kuZambia ndeumwe wevarwi vakatanga kutrena vakaenda kunana Tanzania kunana China.
Meanwhile, the country also commemorates the men and women that not only fought on the battlefield but also fed, nursed and empowered the freedom fighters that became the leaders of the nation. Several of these gallant sons and daughters of the soul have been buried at provincial and district heroes acres dotted across the country. In Chiredzi, the Liberation War heroes, who include Comrade Joseph Njokoza, Comrade Gilbert Dickey and Comrade Gordon Mashiri, who were interred at the Chiredzi District Heroes Acre, continue to be remembered for the role they played in the liberation struggle and development of Chiredzi District after independence.
Tangana Comrade Njokoza vaka mbweta kanzela kweka nguwa vaida shanduko yeZimbabwe muChiredzi.
The story of the country's liberation struggle will not be complete without mentioning the men and women who paid the supreme sacrifice to deliver a free Zimbabwe. Geima Tambo, ZBC News, Chiredzi.
From our Heroes feature, we now take you to our Montreal studios where Arthur Evans is on standby to give us more news from that end. Arthur, good evening. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Marion. Our first port of call is to the Bulawayo Polytechnic, where the government is streamlining the production of goods and services through the Integrated Skills Outreach and Entrepreneurship Program targeting every village. Now, this was the rallying call by the Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation and Science and Technology Development, Ambassador Frederick Shaba, who was represented by his Deputy Honorable Simelisizwe Sibanda at the Bulawayo Polytechnic graduation ceremony this Wednesday.
With 6 distinctions and 2 credits from the information technology class, 22-year-old Laura Robarashe Mukwauri was among the 3,690 graduates who sang Ebenezer after completing their studies at Bulawayo Polytechnic College. Mukwauri, a student with disability who defied all odds, the graduation day was a time to reflect after she started off as a part-time student and scooped the Principal's Award and has since enrolled for a diploma in information technology.
It hasn't been easy. There were a lot of challenges because I started as a part-time student, so I had to come from home to school, which was very tiring, and It cost me a lot of time to study, but I still have a best to get the best results.
Kauri was also joined by 69-year-old Sipiwe Ndebele, who proved that age is just a number after graduating with a certificate in garment construction.
Besithunga ama-uniforms abantwana besikolo, lama rape over, lama curtains. Lami bekunginika amandla ukuthi ngisibone ukuthi khona age is nothing.
Bulawayo Polytechnic College has made synergies with sister education institutions locally and regionally, which has seen it expand into Binga and Plumtree territories.
Bulawayo Poly nasi tangati ne graduation tichipemberera vakapedza zvidzidzo zvavo vanova vaita zvemasciences netechnology tichifamba nedonzvo rapresident vedu.
Government is spearheading the integrated skills outreach and entrepreneurship program targeting to explore technical skills in each village. In a speech read on his behalf by his deputy, Honorable Simelisizo Sibanda, the Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, Ambassador Frederick Shaba, said government will continue to push to reconfigure the education system for a shift from theoretical learning to practically relevant, innovation-driven and economically empowering heritage-based education 5.0 model.
The President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, as I have said, declared 2025 as the year of commercialization. To expedite this strategy initiative, my ministry is aggressively aligning curricula with production-oriented outcomes, such as artificial intelligence. This cannot be separated from today's world of production. This strategy move ensures that our institutions are not merely centers of learning, but engines of innovation and commercialization, focusing on the emerging technologies.
Graduation ceremony also saw service vehicles being commissioned at the institution. Mthokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Construction works at Globe and Phoenix Primary School in Kwekwe are nearing completion, with the contractor confident the project will be accomplished by the end of next month. Our Midlands Bureau Chief Tafara Chukumera filed the following report.
The reconstruction of Globe and Phoenix Primary School, which began in May this year, is moving with speed, with contractor now angling to fit windows at the infrastructure. The new school, which is being constructed to the tune of 600,000 United States dollars, comprises 7 classroom blocks, an admission block, as well as an ablution facility, and will have some extra facilities to cater for people with disabilities.
End of September, we should be done with the project. Yes, of course, we have some additional works. As you can see, the slope, our ground was not that good. The place is very mountainous, which result in us having some increase in the works. We have some retaining walls that we are now doing at the moment.
The community cannot help but marvel at the unfolding progress.
I still kufara singaiti nekuti vakuzodzidzira pakasununguka musiri mumatende nyangwe mvura yakunaya vakuwanawo pokuti panenge pakahwanda pasinganayi.
Tinonzwa kufara singaiti notiko zvinezvi pataveri tava nechikoro chakanaka chakatonaka kudarika zvikoro zvese zvemukwekwe tinototarisa kuti chikoro chedu ndo number 1 sengifunde okunengi qali sengu-assistant laminister kate sengijinjile sengikwazi ukuleya ama-bricks le-jointing sengifunde okunengi kakhulu.
Government is equally excited by the progress at the facility, which is a result of collaboration between the church and central government.
As I've been told, quite a number of students have been transferred to other areas because of shortages of classrooms, and that actually is a burden for parents who live in this local area. But that having been done, we're very grateful that people have come together. They are working together, and this is what we can see here, that this is a product of cooperation between government, the church, and some stakeholders.
Shanza hai kuti patinovhura next term tinenge tava pano zvinobva zvatibatsira nekuti third term ndo term ratinenge tichisangana nemvura ichinaya and tiri kuma10th vana vanga vachiniwa nemvura. Now that vana vakauya kunoku zvinenge zvakuita advantage kuti mabooks evana achadestroyiwi nemvura.
The Globe and Phoenix Primary School was decommissioned in 2023 after one of the classrooms collapsed due to illegal mining activities in the area, prompting government and school authorities to partner in reconstructing the learning institution. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Akwekwe.
More than 300 countries and, more than 300 companies and 6 countries have confirmed their participation at the 18th edition of the Sanganai Hlanganani Kumbanai 2025 edition.
With momentum building ahead of the event, which is set to take place next month in Mutare, Manicaland province, the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority says preparations are in full swing. To date, 319 companies have confirmed participation in this year's edition of the prestigious tourism showcase against a target of 450 exhibitors. In 2024, 408 companies took part in the expo. This year, 6 countries have confirmed their participation, including Ghana, Indonesia, Botswana, South Africa, Namibia, and Malawi.
Overall, Sanganai Hlanganani Kumbanai 2025 preparations are progressing well. The venue is under construction and the hospitality industry in Manicaland stands ready to capitalize on this prestigious event.
The Hospitality Association of Zimbabwe describes the expo as premier event, placing it in the league of major global tourism expos such as ITB Berlin, Durban Ndoro, WTM Cape Town, and WTM London.
This is our very own trade that we have to offer to guests, buyers, exhibitors, suppliers, everyone that is involved in the tourism sector, the DMCs, people who are also looking for places to hold their MICE events. So it is one of the, I think would say, on our calendar, a space for us to showcase Zimbabwe for what it is.
Annual Expo continues to position Zimbabwe as a critical player in both regional and international tourism marketing and promotion. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
The country's trade promotion and development body, Zimtrade, is strengthening market linkages for smallholder sweet potato farmers amid growing demand for the crop within regional markets.
Sweet potato farming is opening new opportunities for smallholder farmers, acting as a primary source of income and a strategic response to building resilience against climate change. While output for the domestic market remains firm, farmers are now exploring new varieties of the crop, such as Georgia Jet, Covington, Okinawa, and Mozambique White, whose demand has grown on regional and international markets. Nicholas Chimbweza is one of the smallholder farmers producing the crop under a Zimtrade working cluster.
We exported to Dubai through Simfresh company, and we exported about 75 tons to Dubai. This year we did send our samples to South Africa.
Through market intelligence assistance, the farmers have identified the potential of international markets. Chairperson of the Midlands Sweet Potato Cluster, Alex Marufu, says sweet potato farming holds huge potential for farmers. 42 farmers have been capacitated under the Midlands Cluster as the trade promotion agency explores markets across the region.
First of all, our neighbors, South Africa and Namibia, have registered their interest, and they're currently in talks with our farmers to for them to be able to supply them 150 tons for the coming season. And it's different buyers, so there's different conversations taking place. But we're also happy with the conversations that we're having with the United Arab Emirates, where they have an appetite for the orange-fleshed varieties. Even further afield, the United Kingdom and other European nations are also interested. And these are different conversations that we are currently involved in. And as we going forward, we are bound to see quite a number of more countries coming on board, different buyers from those markets.
Sweet potato farming is one of the priority crops under the Horticulture Recovery Growth Plan, which seeks to, among other objectives, achieve a robust rural horticulture transformation. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News.
The government is creating strong partnerships which are key to sustaining developments in the health sector to achieve Vision 2030.
The Health Sector Working Group convened in Harare this Wednesday, bringing together government, private sector, civil society and development partners to coordinate responses to the country's health priorities. Among the successes highlighted is the reduction in maternal mortality, now at 212 deaths, from 651 per 100,000 live births. But challenges remain, with perinatal deaths rising to 37 per 1,000 live births.
One of the highlights is that we have done very well in reducing maternal mortality. However, with that, we expect that we also do well in neonatal or perinatal mortality. These usually go hand in hand. We have noted an increase in perinatal mortality, and our technical working group on family health has been grappling with all measures and factors that might have led to this.
The forum also addressed the issue of health financing.
We need to have sustainable health financing models, and we are glad that Treasury or Ministry of Finance has already embarked on sin taxes, which are meant to make sure that we mobilize more funds for critical sectors like health.
Development partners, including the World Health Organization, pledged continued collaboration.
We are active members in all technical working group, and we contribute to the discussion and also to identifying the solution for solving the problems or challenges that exist in Zimbabwe health sector.
The Health Sector Working Group contends that by strengthening partnerships, investing in health financing and closing existing gaps, Zimbabwe is on course to develop a resilient health system in line with Vision 2030. Patience Nyagato, CBC News, Harare.
Our bulletin still looks healthy, and that's why we'll continue with more stories on the other side of this break. My name is Arthur Sevens for the Montrose News Desk. Do stay with us.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
ZAS 2025 is here. From the 25th to the 30th of August, Zimbabwe's premier agricultural show celebrates innovation, growth, and opportunity in agriculture and its supporting industries. Be part of the movement that drives national development. Take advantage of ZBC's exclusive advertising and marketing specials during ZAS Week and let your brand be heard and seen across the nation. With ZBC's powerful TV, radio, and digital platforms, your message will reach the heart of Zimbabwe. Contact ZBC Marketing today on email marketing@zbc.co.zw. The Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation is pleased to announce the opening of a new office at the Zimbabwe Agricultural Office Showgrounds. This new office has been established for your convenience, making it easier than ever to pay for your radio and television licenses. By visiting this office, you will also help us reduce congestion at our other centers. Remember, your license is not just a requirement, it is an investment in keeping Zimbabwe's voice on air, promoting local content, and preserving our cultural heritage. Don't get stuck in the crowd. Slide through to the Agricultural Office Showgrounds and keep the airwaves alive.
This is the main news. Welcome back. The reckless use of unlicensed firearms came under the spotlight during this Wednesday's Parliament session, with government declaring war on the culprits.
Ndezvipi zvingakwanisa kuitika kuti license redu risave nyore iro rokutora pfuti kuti risave nyore tingowanikwa nemaforeigners aya anenge ava kuzoabhusa mafirearms avanenge vawana license iroro.
The issue of unlicensed firearms being used to commit heinous crimes was topical during this Wednesday's National Assembly question and answer session. The debate comes in the wake of the brutal death of renowned businessman Joseph Mtangadura by armed robbers.
Licensed or unlicensed can be used for robberies and to commit murder. This is a very worrisome development. If it is illegal, law must take its course, and the full wrath of the law must visit those that use unlicensed firearms.
Government also revealed its commitment to ensuring communities have sufficient water resources.
Nokuda kokuti pasi pakushanduka climate change, mvura ngainzwe kwese kwese, saka raini neraini tine shuviro yokuti dai tatsveta mvura. Tatsvetawo mvura zvoreva kuti vana mai neazvanzi havachaindi kure kumufuku kumurwizi, vakutora mvura pedo yakachena.
Parliamentarians also questioned government's position on addressing human-wildlife conflict, with the Minister of Environment, Climate and Wildlife stating mechanisms in place to ensure no lives are lost.
The elephant population is growing in an amazing manner because we have no control and we are not allowed to dispose of this elephant by CITES, a trading system that is in the world. As a result, we have decided as government that we are going to work on a program to set up a fund that will assist to compensate our people. The second issue which I want to elaborate here is that fund, once set, we have to put the constitution to that fund so that we can manage those funds effectively.
Human-wildlife conflict is a cause for concern in Zimbabwe, especially for communities living near protected areas, with most of the cases witnessing the destruction of crops and some people losing their lives. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Mount Hamdena.
The main news will take a break now. We'll be back shortly with business news.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
The National Social Security Authority wishes to advise its valued pensioners that the Life Certificate Renewal Exercise for 2025 will be running from the 4th of August 2025 to the 31st of October 2025. Administration of life certificates will be done at various NASA regional, sub and satellite offices across the country. Pensioners are advised to utilize their nearest NASA offices for this exercise. Pensioners should come to NASA in person with original and copy of their national identity cards or a valid passport. Driver's license will not be accepted as proof of identity. Bedridden and grossly disabled pensioners will be visited by NASA in their respective homes. NASA will also visit selected POSB, NBS and ZimPost. During the pensioner pay dates, several local business centers and growth points will be visited by NASA on dates to be advised. Pensioners living outside Zimbabwe can download the life certificate on www.nasa.org.zw. Upon completion and certification, kindly email to NASA Life Certificates at nasa.org.zw. Failure to renew a life certificate by the 31st of October 2025 will result in suspension of benefit payout. Secure your benefits payments by renewing your life certificate. NASA, a lifelong promise.
Thank you for staying with us. Zimbabwe is on course to revive the car manufacturing industry after a top African automobile entity endorsed the government's policy on restoring self-sufficiency by attracting global investors. Our business editor Stanley James gives us the details.
It emerged during a media briefing to mark CFAO mobility investments in Zimbabwe that government's roadmap towards easing the import bill of cars hovering at over $3 billion per year needs support from the private sector. With the policy in motion, the need to attract fresh investors by offering incentives is a key priority by government, a move that has seen the African automobile entity focusing on long-term plans to set up a car manufacturing plant. As the Second Republic forges ahead with the investment drive to attract leading global car manufacturing players to invest in Zimbabwe, the top African automobile market player is also seeing growth opportunities.
We are investing in Zimbabwe. We believe in it. We believe that the Zimbabwe motor industry is a viable industry. It obviously plays a very important support role to many other functions in Zimbabwe: tourism, agriculture, mining, etc. So we are a key player in that, and supporting it is what we're here for.
Given the country's past as a giant in the automobile sector with a will for Master Motor Industries and AVM, experts contend that Zimbabwe has the potential to recover riding on increased demand, vast natural resources, a giant steel plant, and rich lithium deposits. Treasury has also hinted on further reduction of costs for the automobile manufacturing entities, including tax incentives for new projects to ensure affordable pricing models for locally produced vehicles. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
From business, we move on straight to the arts, where preparations for the prestigious List Awards slated for November in Harare are at an advanced stage, with organizers promising a bigger and more technologically focused ceremony to honor the country's unsung community heroes. In a media briefing in Harare this Wednesday, List Awards Board Chairperson Pastor Pilani Nyatsanza says the awards seek to recognize individuals who work selflessly and tirelessly to uplift communities.
The List Awards were founded to restore dignity to the award space by recognizing those who work selflessly and tirelessly to uplift our communities. Heroes who do not seek the spotlight, but whose actions transform lives. This year, we're excited to announce the introduction of Emerging Technologies Award. As you know, we are in that information generation. AI is doing its things, and so we are recognizing the change makers who are harnessing innovation to solve pressing community challenges and drive positive transformation.
And that's our look at the arts. We take a break. When we return, Lawrence Trusida will give us the latest in the world of sport.
The hunt is on for Yada FC, the Miracle Boys, in their battle against relegation as they take on Ngezi Platinum Stars, Madamburo, in a Kasulaga Premier Soccer League Matchday 26 encounter at the Heart Stadium this Friday, the 22nd of August 2025. Catch all the action live on ZBC TV.
Do you remember back in the day? We would gather at that one house that had a TV in the whole neighborhood to watch our favorite programs on ZBC. Whether it was thrilling wrestling matches, captivating dramas, or the iconic Ezomkito, ZBC TV was an integral part of our upbringing. It wasn't just a channel, it was a shared joy that brought us together. Fast forward to today, and ZBC continues its tradition of delivering top-tier entertainment to your homes. Whether you're tuning in for news, music, educational content, or gripping dramas, we're committed to keep you entertained and informed 24/7. With an expanded channel lineup, we're more than just broadcasters, we're a reflection of Zimbabwe's enduring spirit. Join us on this exciting journey as we revive the golden days and create new ones. Together, we're building a brighter future towards Vision 2030. ZBC TV, your voice, your choice.
Get ready. All in one place. Introducing the new Zim Digital Decoder, so you can enjoy more in full HD for free without monthly subscriptions. You can now get to enjoy Zimbabwe's best and new TV and radio channels on the Zim Digital Decoder countrywide. All you need to do is purchase your Zim Digital Decoder for $25 or ZiG equivalent. This is a once-off payment for the decoder, no monthly subscriptions. Hurry and get your Zim Digital Decoder at Transmedia Offices, Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe, Kingstones, Ground Floor, Harare, and all TV broadcasters. Zim Digital, Tirimo Tese, Sonke Skon.
Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on our Sports News this evening as we get to give you what has been happening through the day. My name is Lawrence Atrusida. We start off in football, where tributes continue to pour in from Zimbabwe, South Africa and beyond following the death of former striker Tendai Ndoro.
Ndoro rose from humble beginnings to become one of Zimbabwe's most celebrated football exports. After a spell in Botswana with Nikki United, he returned home to Chicken Inn, where his explosive pace and clinical finishing earned him the nickname Fire. His breakthrough came in 2013 when he joined Mpumalanga Black Aces in South Africa before catching the eye of bigger clubs, and in 2015 he signed for Orlando Pirates, where he cemented his reputation as a leader forward. During his time with the Soweto Giants, Ndoro scored 23 goals in 2 seasons, including crucial strikes in the fiercely contested Soweto derby.
He was a guy who was liked by almost everyone. The SA community is mourning. Every publication has carried his tribute on social media. If you go on Twitter, and socially, even after his playing days, was a very likable guy.
Tendai Ndoro was on the verge of joining Crystal Palace. Flight tickets, everything, negotiations, but the deal fell through because at the last minute, a certain agent cropped up called Karabo. And then Crystal Palace then said, if it's like this, I don't think we'll be able to take Tendai Ndoro, but they kept following his progress.
On the international stage, Ndoro was capped 14 times by Zimbabwe between 2013 and 2017, scoring 5 goals. He represented the Warriors at the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations in Gabon, where he united a memorable goal against Tunisia. Tributes have described him both as a footballing talent and a jovial character.
For where Tendai reached, I think it's a good lesson from the young players that it's all about dedication. If you put everything into your heart and you say that just want to achieve this thing, it's possible, you can achieve.
Ndoro was diagnosed with diabetes and later developed eyesight complications, and earlier this year, he underwent surgery to remove a tumor, but his health deteriorated in recent weeks. Ndoro will be remembered as one of Zimbabwe's finest strikers of his generation, a player whose goals, flair and determination inspired countless young footballers. His childhood friend, Tembani Jubane, says a strong man is gone.
If you can rise from where he was when social media was attacking him up to the time when he passed on, I can tell you that he's been a strong man. He's been an amazing worker. Otherwise, he used to live luxury life, luxury cars. So that was him.
Yeah, isikhathi esibuhlungu sibili, especially after ukuluzu Brian Banda recently. So into ebuhlungu kakhulu mina personally njengomuntu owadlala laye sukuma Warriors, even from ama juniors bebonke lo mthwini wakhe vele from budala sazana kube izindaba ezibuhlungu sizwa ngemva kwezolo. It's very painful. It's devastating as a nation, vele kubuhlungu.
Oqala silusizi silingaloko okwenzakele ngoTendai Ndoro. Siyakhala sonke ifraternity sports in the ekobulawa at the same time national as well, njengomuntu wedlala national team, umuntu wadlala ama clubs even across the border. So sorry ngento enzakele. uTendai, we knew him when he was born encane qhaisa udlala junior football. Sim coach went through some of our coaches ezandleni zabo until lapha khona size kakhulu. Tendai was a good man. Tendai, we miss him a lot. Ebe disciplined eboreni living ngekwe boreni bemntwana okutheleyo entweni zonke. I remember ngumuntu kathi bengama twins, his twin brother, omunye wayesegedini, omunye uTendai edlala phakathi engkeeper. Silusizi ngaloko kwenzakala. Tendai was a good boy. Zimbabwe has lost one of the best sports player. Sizabiloko simkhumbula lapha khona, lapha siyabe sikhona sikhumbula because he contributed a lot to our football as a nation.
Chokwadi takarwadziwa zvikuru kana tongoti tiri kurwadziwa nekusiiwa nemwana wedu. Kunzwa kwatakaita takangonzwa shoko rautonzi mwana akuchisina awanikwa muflat make akangozvambarara. Saka kureva kuti chakakonzera chacho isi kuno hatisati tachiziva. Saizvo zvatiri kutaura kudai variko kuSouth Africa kuRandburg vakaungana, vamwe vaitamba naTendai hama dzake vese vakaungana vari kuita urongwa hwekuti vakwanisa kuti vagounza mutumbi wake kuno kuZimbabwe tozosvikomuchengeta. Saka izvo takangomira kuti tinzwe kuti urongwa wacho unopera riini uye zuva racho ravachamisa kuti vanouya ndariini.
We continue to say, may you so rest in peace. Staying with our football news, Herenta's Queens are set to depart for South Africa this Thursday ahead of the CAF Women Champions League COSAFA qualifier, which kicks off on Friday.
The students marked their return to the zonal tournament after a successful debut in Blantyre, Malawi last year, where they reached the semi-finals. With their sights set on the trophy, Herenta's Queens will begin their campaign in Johannesburg this Saturday with their first clash against the Costa do Sol of Mozambique. 4 days later, they will take on Olympic de Moroni of Comoros in Group C. Zimbabwe's representatives are determined to go further this time around and bring home the coveted trophy. Herenta's Queens are among 10 clubs vying for honours in the CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Moving on now, the newly elected Africa Squash President Dr. Lakim Lilo is hoping to utilize his second tenure to mobilize resources for the sport locally. Dr. Lilo says his strategic plan running up to 2029 should see the country making inroads in developing the sport that will be making its mark at the Olympics for the first time. Let's get to hear Dr. Lilo speaking.
The first president from the southern region of Africa to be at the helm of African squash. It's quite a milestone. And by being the president of Africa, I also now sit on the World Squash Federation Executive Committee. Zimbabwe is doing well in Africa. At the moment, I would rank Zimbabwe as number 4. Obviously, the world champions Egypt are at number 1 at junior and senior level, and followed by Nigeria, and then followed by South Africa, and then Nigeria, and then after Nigeria, we do have Zimbabwe there with Zambia exchanging that position. Basically, I do have a strategic plan from now up until 2029, and what that strategic plan is speaking about is the issue of mobilization of resources, development of juniors, which is very important. Without any junior policy, you cannot develop the sport.
That was Dr. Lakim Lilo, the president of the Africa Squash Confederation. And on that note, it's a wrap up of sports news, and it's now time for the weather update.
Hello viewers and welcome. It is time to check your weather details. I'm Benjamin Kwaramba with your evening weather report and forecast. Ground frost reported over high ground places like Nyanga, Marondera, Wedza, as well as Beru reported ground frost in the early hours. Clear skies under cold conditions are reported all over the place. Warm conditions at setting by afternoon. Towards evening, we expect the cold conditions to set in. In the satellite images received this afternoon, they show mostly clear skies right across the whole country there, but touch of cloud over the Zambezi Valley. They're giving you some brief partly cloudy periods over the Kariba area. Towards the weekend again, we expect cloud to move in from the north, and it should be covering the central parts of the country. Your minimum temperature is expected for tomorrow. Harare 11 degrees Celsius, Kobulawayo 12, 10 is expected for Mutare, 17 for Chirezi, 16 for Kariba, Gokwe 12, and Victoria Falls with 14 degrees Celsius. For the maximum temperatures, the capital city 28 degrees Celsius, Kobulawayo 30, should be much warmer than of late over the Sabi Valley, with Chirezi having 35 degrees Celsius, Lupane 33, Kariba 32, Victoria Falls 33, Mutare 29. For the detailed forecast in the week ahead, Bulawayo under clear skies, it should be cold in the morning, becoming mild to warm by afternoon. Same for Matopos, plenty of sunshine expected, but it should be cold in the morning. Same for Gwanda, cold at first, becoming warm by afternoon. Gweru, it should be very cold in the morning, becoming warm by afternoon. Again, Masvingo, plenty of sunshine expected, cold at first, becoming warm later. Nyanga, very cold in the morning, expect slight to moderate ground frost over Nyanga, the same for Marondera, and clear skies should prevail. Harare, again, plenty of sunshine expected, cold at first, becoming mild to warm later, same for Kwekwe, with your maximum temperatures in the lower 30s. Kadoma, expect plenty of sunshine, cold at first, becoming warm later. Again, the same for Chino, a bit of cloud expected on Saturday. Victoria Falls, cloud expected on Friday and Saturday. Lupane, cold at first, becoming mild to warm later. Pindura, again, plenty of sunshine expected. Kariba, lastly, again, it should be cold at first, becoming mild to warm later. Well, that does it in tonight's edition of the weather report and forecast. Let's make a date again tomorrow at the same time. Good evening, Zimbabwe.
Well, thank you there to Benjamin Kwaramba for giving us the weather report, putting a cap on the main news for this evening. From all of us here, it's good night.
Good night.